Today we're going to be playing some vampires. I really wanted to try out some of the new changes in the Balance Council. We got the change to, what's it called? Crimson Curse. Crimson Curse went to 9 provisions, so I was going to make Golden Necker vampires. The other one got changed would be Gale, went to 6 provisions. Not 6 provisions, went to 5 power. And at 6 provisions, you can get pretty good value now. You get the 3 damage, and any death blow will be pretty good on him. So I want to try him out. I want to try out Crimson Curse, but we've had requests to play Renfri vampires for a long time. And I figured we'll just, since that was requested, we'll play that. Maybe do Golden Necker vampires more at the end of the season. But we do want to try out the Gale at least. And we are going to play the Renfri vampires because I try to get around to all the requests eventually. So now, what we have going on here is pretty standard, nothing too surprising. We've got Renfri, Morwood, Finisher, Renfri, and Morwood. I was playing without Morwood so I could use the provisions to play like Geralt and Detlef for a little more synergies, but the synergy between Morwood and Renfri's boost by base power is really, really strong. Sure, you can do it on Regis, but it's not gonna be as big most of the time. And I like having the two tall guys is really good, I think. So we are gonna play the Morwood. If you don't want to play the Morwood, you can fit a Geralt and a Detlef or something else in there. Then we have the Regis. Nothing too crazy here. Playing Lord Riptide, even though it got nerfed for control. We're taking Toad Prince for control. If you're going to swap out Morwood, Toad Prince is the card you can bump up. As for the rest of it, we got like normal vampire stuff. You got Verena, you got Triss to find your Renfri, you've got Oriana, we've got Queen of Night. Gale's the new addition here. I think previously I would play a Directory of Vol, or if you don't like the Gale, just play Directory of Vol for the lock. We don't have a lock in this deck, which is one weakness. Then we have the Renfri's Gang, consistency tempo, the Flutters, the Alps, Neckarats, you know how it goes. We're playing 2 Riders. You don't have to play Riders, I just like the additional consistency. You can also play a Maxi. I upgraded the Maxi to the Gale. Well, not to Gale, I upgraded the Maxi. I should say downgrade the Maxi so we fit the Toad Prince. Because 7 provision, there's not really any good units, to be honest. So none of these like really do anything. You can play Operator, but we're not playing Incubi because they got nerfed again, and I didn't have space for them. So that's one thing you could do there. Play Operator and Incubus. And then for the rest of it, you know, we got a Peller, got a Squirrel, got a Bruxa, got Garcanes. Pretty simple. Idea is pretty straightforward here. We go with some value on the vampire stuff with Renfri and the Morwood Regis finishers. Pretty straightforward. Let's see if we can get some vampires going, though. You guys have been asking for this for a while, so let's go do it. And then maybe we'll get around to doing the Golden Necker one later, even though we already did a vampire deck this season, then we'll see. If you guys request it, we'll do it. Let me know if you want to see a Golden Necker one. We are going first. That's usually nice. So it's going to be Renfri Soldiers. I don't think anything else really plays Derringer and Infantry. I debated making a Slave Infantry deck, but I couldn't get one I liked, because it's just worse without Renfri in it than fitting all the Slave Infantry stuff along with all the standard Renfri stuff. There's just... Renfri really restricts your deck building, because there's so many cards you feel like you have to play in the deck. Because if you don't play them, you're just doing something suboptimal, which is a problem, which is why I usually don't like making them. So I enjoy the deck building aspect, and they really remove a lot of it. Especially Nilfgaard. There's so many things you kind of have to play for Renfri Nilfgaard. This hand's actually pretty good. We have the Renfri. Normally I like to normally want to redraw as much as possible, but this is a lot of thinning and stuff, so we'll keep it. Pretty sure we all know what's going on next. Neckarat, Crystal Skull. See if it gets Vilgefortz. Go Flutter. Good thing he doesn't have a Crystal Skull. That is going to be annoying eventually, but I'm not too concerned. Don't think it's really worth hitting that with our Lord Riptide. Rather say that for like a Marine. It's also worth noting deploys go off before effects on the board. So say this has 5 armor and we hit something like a Marine at 9 or 7 power or something. It'll hit the Marine for its full clash and then it'll take this damage. We can absorb a little bit that way. Probably going to drop the second one down here for the 4. Not having our Toad Prince is a little bit annoying here, as he does have so much engine value out. We do play this, it's going to die. But nothing really does much value here. I think we still play this. There's a lot of engine value here. Pikeman, okay. I think we just play our gang. And do we put one on this? I think we do. It could be more than one because he probably wants to move it. And also gives us points on the flutter. Now if he moves it, we get more value. Plus, with the Renfri vampires, you can use your leaders pretty early and then get Renfri some for passives. So usually it's worth using these early to get extra value on stuff. That's a lot of engines. You have a pretty solid lead here. Still think it's going to be Renfri soldiers. So the Nausicaa sergeants are quite strong. I don't think we need... I think this is the card we play here. Normally we'd play this first, so it gets a cooldown, but since we're passing, we'll take the extra 1 point on the Queen of the Night. Since he's passing, I mean. And we're going to pass too. Nausicaa sergeants really do hurt our Lord Riptide. I think we've got pretty much everything except Morvad. Play this, draw Morvad, put this back. Yeah, okay, we'll do this. I mean, he's going to play a unit here, so then we start putting our last leader charges out. That is a fantastic Toad Prince target. Plus, if we kill the soldiers, he might not be able to pull out his, whatever they're called, Derelian infantries. I almost think it's worth... I don't almost think. I think it's worth hitting that with Lord Riptide. Because it's not going to do well once he starts playing Nausicaa Sergeants, and this might stop him from the infantries, like we said. I do think that's worth it. Starting the Nausicaa spam here. Everyone knows this is going on. We're going to keep playing a few cards here. I want to break up the Nausicaas and the Slave Drivers so he can't just spam like 6 or 7 Nausicaas round 3. And the Varina should help because it means his leader charges won't give him value as long as we're bleeding everything he plays. Okay, he did end up getting the Derelian infantry out. Don't think people play Vreemed. We have the option of either passing here, in which case he gets leader points out, or we can do double leader, play Renfri for carryover. I lean towards a double Renfri. Not the double leader Renfri, I mean. It's worse if we draw a Flutter. You have several bleeding synergies left. Play her here in case we pick the passive. That's what we want. Take the pass one. Slave Infantry is his best card here. He probably does have it. Okay, good. It's not Renfri. This is not Renfri. We want to pass right away because he's going to play some resilience stuff. Probably has a coup here for tempo too. Oh, he's got the slave driver. On the Nausicaa, we got rid of a couple of them. And he only has the one resilience card. So Bakala is still pretty strong and Marines are still pretty strong, but he's not playing Yan, so I'm guessing he doesn't actually run those. He still needs more points. Sometimes people forget about the Renfri passive. It looks like he did. Or didn't, I mean. Looks like he didn't. So we're good here. He's good. All in all, we got what we want. We got last say on Morwood Renfri leader. That should be enough to win, I would imagine. Don't need the squirrel here. Necrot's really good. It's only okay. This will be fine. We can put out a couple of bleedings to make our Arachas a little better. I pronounce this guy's name every time differently, which is pretty funny. There's a Nautical Sergeant. Let's go Slave Driver. We all know how this goes. But I mean, last say Gluttony on Morwood should just win. Draining this is actually really valuable. So we're going to last save the Morwood instead of the Regis, but draining this goes through armor, so killing that's really good. This will add up to a good amount of points. It'll add up to more points than he's worth, and he'll end up eating a tall punish instead of Morwood anyway. Like this. Watch him pull our Flutter. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah. He actually did. There's a 1 in 7 he pulled that. I bet he's not happy about that one. We aren't actually going to play. I guess we play this next turn. I'd like this. Maybe he plays an Illusionist or something. Or a Slave Driver we could kill with Gal if we leave this order ready. Invocation. So here comes the Gale. We'll just, doesn't matter with this then. It's not going to Death Blow, but after its buff, it still plays for 8 damage, as long as you hit the value, like hit some unit with it. Which isn't the worst for 6. It's not good, but it's not bad as a low-case scenario. Oh, he's playing Vreemed. Where's the Slave Infantries? That's what I want to know. But at the end of the day here, Morwood Gluttony is just kind of brutal. Yeah. Brutal. That hasn't changed. Hopefully not Tatterwing. Our bleeding does really poorly against them. We keep Squirrel for sure here. Yeah, Tatterwing's a really bad matchup. We also can't do our normal opener here, so we'll just play these guys first. Can't go like Necrot this with to do this first. And pretty soon we're going to find out if we're in a terrible spot or not. The problem with Tatterwing is everything's a 1, so if our bleeding overvalues, we don't get its points. And that is what it is. So, not good. We have to get last say. He's going to run a ton of control. This is probably getting hit with Parasite, but we want to start bleeding these, at least maybe get rid of them so we doesn't get as much row value. So much for that. I imagine we're just going to see Lara, and I guess he has to put the Frost out first. Yeah, there's the Frost. So next turn's Lara, and the round's over because we can't compete with that tempo. She gets, what, 24 points off of it? I mean, that just catches him up. If we've been playing high-tempo stuff here. He's going to spam leaders for it. Okay. We can't stop the second Lara. If he doesn't have the second one, we're okay. The second Lara comes down. There's just nothing we can do. And I honestly think Verena makes a lot of sense here. To stop some of the boosting, if he does have the second one. He does have the second one. Well, not guaranteed, but... it's not guaranteed. The annoying thing is we can't banish it from our own graveyard. How many vampires do we have at? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm debating the cooldown versus her points on him. He has Tall Punish, so I think the spreading out is better. I'm going for more cooldown. I guess he also isn't holding a Hive Mind, but Bone Talisman gets him a win here. Yennefer gets him a win here. It's great that he doesn't have those. That is great. Got two choices here. We can push on even. If we draw like Renfri's Gang for a tempo opener. Not push on even, we can push. Or we just go to round 2. I do want to keep this, because he's going to have a Hive Mind. This is a go to round 3 type of hand. Then he plays Hive Mind. Who doesn't have Hive Mind? This is really good then. Problem is the Lara's still dangerous. So he still has Gels into the Wild Ardgaith. What are we missing? Missing Riptide and Queen of the Night. Don't think we did Peller. Alright, we're good here. Because we can always Deathblow something with Gel. Or Gale. We do have Last Say. So hopefully we can get like Gluttony Last Say or something really good. The other thing with the Renfri is the 1 damage to all units could be pretty brutal for him. Like we could just blow up all of his drones. So he's probably scared of that. So I think we hold the Renfri because the threat of us being able to do that might mean he's slow on spawning tokens. And this is why we held the Squirrel, because obviously he has that. It's a big hit. We should have used the leader charge there. So the Vanguards, you can go Cosimo next. I think we just hard play Gale here. Plays for 9. It's okay. These he's going to transform. Do want to put one of these bleedings out. There's the Cosimo. Could have held off on the Gale there. Hit this. That is a really bad... Those are some really bad transforms. Ooh, I almost feel bad for him. What are we going to do with the Trist here? Probably get Lord Riptide. We didn't want him early because he's not that great, but I think it's probably better than what we have here. We can also just put end of game points on Morwood. So he's going to be worth 9, plus Flight or Bleeding. Riptide's worth 9. Let's put more end of game points on Morwood. Oh, we forgot the bleeding again. We're supposed to lead her again. So I'll do it now. We've played around Predatory Dive pretty well this whole game, so hopefully he's stuck with one. I think next turn we go Leader Renfri. That way we can do the 1 damage and kill a bunch of guys quickly here. He doesn't have like a full board for us to wipe. I think it's a good turn to go for it. Obviously we can't use that. There's the Parasite. Alright, Renfri. Here's the thing. We don't really... Well, I don't like Renfri. And every time we play her, she tries to convince me to like her by giving me the best possible option. So let's see if she does it again. Okay. The 1 damage to everything might have been better, but Gluttony's still pretty good. 6 random damage versus... The passive won't get much. 6 random damage is better. He still has the really high value Gales. Should have boosted this. There's the reason we gave it bleeding. Play this here so it's time to do all 3 turns of bleeding. He's gonna have a lot of points. His Tatterwing. There's gonna be Gales into... Not quite yet. He's gonna go Gales into the thing soon. Not sure about this card. It's a pretty strange inclusion. I don't see that one very often. So Tatterwing, Gales, that's a lot of points. Right. Tatterwing is 25, and then Gales into Lara. I think he has more than... It's going to be close. I think we have more, but it's hard to tell here. So this short round's kind of insane. Not short round, his combo here. I think the Gluttony gets us there. I think. The Gluttony gets us there. Just in case he didn't draw us Tatterwing, though. We play this before the Morwood. Technically, we get 1 more point if we play this first. But I'm not really willing to risk that. Oh yeah, we definitely have enough here. So Tatterwing. We're down 25. Drop the Morwood. Drop the leader. From down 25 to up 28, or up 18, and he just leaves before it can end. Do our 6 damage to him. No Tall Punish drawn by him.
Anything in particular interest you?
Come on. I mean, all we're facing is silly monsters decks. I'm gonna have to cut some of these out and try and play get some more variety in here. Hopefully it's not something silly. It's gonna be something silly. We've seen Tatterwing, bunch of Witch's Sabbath stupidity. I'm not putting all the Witch's Sabbath decks in. We're just gonna leave one. Do we want this? It could be Witch's Sabbath again, to be honest. Guess we'll keep the Peller. Okay, it's not. That's good. Probably Tatterwing. It's not a good matchup, because we can't put bleeding on things that are 1 power. We'd lose a whole bunch of points in turns. But nothing we can do about it, so... Oh, Lace, he didn't flip the Jin. He should have flipped the Jin. My mistake. I guess not a mistake. He doesn't know we're playing this. Our Necrots are going to die, because he's going to play a lot of control in this deck. And we don't have a Flutter, which is obviously bad. And he's going to win the round off of Lara. Yeah, there it is. This is what I hate about Tatterwing, is you know everything they're going to do the entire time, and there's nothing you can do about it unless your deck has really insane tempo swings to match theirs, or row damage or pings. Oh, it's not Tatterwing. That's good. Okay, we're much better off here then. It means this stuff won't have 1 value. This could be Golden Necker. Really scary. I wonder what bleeding on these guys. Hopefully this Necrat lives. Although I'm skeptical still. Chimera time. Alright, this is much better. Regular old, he's gonna consume the bleeding, obviously. Yeah, this looks like Golden Necker. Although it's weird to play the lock. I guess he's playing a second artifact. Varina is very tempting. Debating if we want to do a leader charge as well. I think we will. I think if we do that, we can just get away with the Alp next turn. Of course, he still hasn't flipped his stratagem. Hopefully he doesn't have any more Chimeras. Do have a Purify for the Siri. Although I personally cut Siri from my deck. I know most people, I think, have. Should we Bone Talisman? Ooh, Crimson Curse. Yeah, you can play that. Although you only spawn 1 guy, so... Not the best. Rows are full. If we play this, we can then play Toad Prince. Like, if he doesn't play anything, that is. Do we want to play another leader charge? If he just passes, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 less points. We get 2 less. We get this potentially for 2 more. We'd be down 1 overall. He's down 1 overall. Toad Prince can only consume a 3. Okay, consume that. I think this is the right, but I didn't have time to fully math this out. We denied a good amount of points with that, but not enough, I think, to win the round. Good Toad Prince. 21's a lot, though. I think we pass. Which feels really bad, because he's in a spot that he wants to be in now. Golden Necker, Kiki More Queen, nothing we can do about it. But he's only thin his deck by a Knickers. So maybe he doesn't have this set up for Golden Necker yet. And we can't really commit too hard here. Like this we want to keep. This has some good value options. You might play a Siri. We have this anyway, though. We don't really need the Peller and the Queen of the Night, but I like having both. So there's a lot of 4 vision slots we have where there's nothing too impactful. This looks like a good consume. It does play into Predatory Dive, which I imagine he's got at least one of. If it's Golden Necker. Be stacked Siri. Yeah, so we know it's Golden Necker. We don't want to spend our last leader charge yet. We want to use it, but putting on one of these doesn't help that much. It's just one extra turn. That helps more. Now we still are in trouble to Predatory Dive. There's no way to play around it. We're going to just go Yennefer. So go Golden Necker for the 2-0. That's what I think he's going to do. Oh, he's going to go for Sahir Khan. Interesting. It is kind of problematic. He's still only playing small guys. But not much we can do about it. Playing his riders. We have to play one of these two, I think, but we'll play her first. Or do we? We play one of these. Do we get out with up a card in any way? It both gets ahead, but up a card. We play this. He takes 3 bleeding, goes to 18. We get 2 points on her, then 1 point on her. We go to 12, 18. Right, so we play her melee, 3 bleeding on this. This will tick twice. This will tick once. No, they'll both tick once, right? If we play this, he passes, comes back to us. So this isn't enough. We have to play one of these two. Which one is better? Look how much bleeding out. Maybe play him. This is better if we get lucky on Gluttony. I think we go for the upper card, because we have to play them either way. I used to try and 2-0s with Golden Necker. Alright. Not surprising. He stacked the Siri, Bone Talisman, no artifacts. He played it earlier. See, so we can go purify this. We don't lose the game. We do lose all of our big cards. Which is unfortunate. It could be worse. We still have a Renfri, we still have a Riptide. And that was his power play. Of course, we have to draw the Renfri. Just like a 50-50. You're not going to be great. These two work well together. I think we'll put this back. Not great. Really bad hand. No Renfri probably means GG. None of... Yeah, we didn't draw Triss either. Yep. No Renfri, GG. It happens. Should be Chimera. Yep. Oh, that was just bad drawing. We didn't get either of these. Should have gotten one of them. Going up against Harmony. We were going first, which is nice. Don't think we need a squirrel for anything in this matchup. Maybe you can hit a Neuromancy, but I'd rather draw more engine stuff to match theirs. Thin, good. Good. I'll replace that one. I'll be quiet. Carlos Castaneda. Glad to see no Iwara Quacks there. Some of these decks play Iwara Quacks, and it's really bad to get your Renfri pulled out. I almost want to save this to give the Veil to the Flutter. But if we do that, it just plays into the one Heat Wave he's playing. He's spamming emotes at us. Okay, let's think. Do we want to try and avoid the poison on the Flutter? If we don't Veil this, what do we lose out on? I think it's fine. Bro, shut up. I'm thinking. I think we save the Veil. I think we save it because he should just have like Heat Wave and Poisons for Tall Punish. If he uses a Heat Wave on an early Flutter like this round, he can't use it on Morvid or Regis. So I think it's good to use it on the Flutter. I think. Makes sense to me. Normally I just put it on this guy. But in this case, since he only has like Poisons for punishes, we could make his life really awkward. Hopefully he doesn't have the Dana. I guess if he's playing Corixis, he'd hold the Dana. Don't think he has anything at a 6 damage, so we can wait to see what he poisons and put the skull on that too. There might be like a Mastercrafted Spear. He might lock us, but they usually just don't play locks. Usually just go with poisons and Heat Wave. So we're going to count on that. Obviously, Verena's pretty bad for him too. It shuts down a lot of his points from all the Harmony ticks. So if he does kill the Flutter, the Verena should shut down the round instead. I think we got this sorted. Go Garcane next. Didn't go Poison. Probably because of the Crystal Skull. The Verena, I think, is super good. I know it's super good here. We'll do it next turn. Let's develop our Bronze Engine first, in case we decide to pass. He's going to want to wait on the Willow. Now we do this to try and secure it. I actually think we just fail her. She is the real end-all here. That's fine. The Verena's doing more work. So we'll go give you a bleeding. And then since you already poisoned her, this should just do it. We're using a lot of long round engines here. We'll keep this order for next turn in case he doesn't have another poison. Plus I want to reapply the bleeding to the Antherian, and we're going to play this next turn. So this will cool down in time for our next vampire anyway.
Sharpen the boat, boys.
go. We win this round. We want to force the scenario, and Quirixis, if he's playing it with the leader, would require some pretty good cards here. Those are some pretty good cards. So, well, not really, but one we're shuffling back. I want to go Triss. We want to find Renfri. This guy really likes to spam his emotes. There's the Cat Witcher.
Yeah, I worked for the poor years. Better than working for humans.
Could either hit it. I think we hit it. We want to make him play his tempo stuff. And since we're going to have to play in both rows, I don't want a Cat Witcher ticking every turn. Alright, we got that. That is a good card to get out. They're still up here. That's worth passing on. Taking a scenario for this, worth it. He could still have like a Quirixis leader Dana round. Probably not Unicorn Kyrenax. That's like an older thing. I don't think people actually do that anymore. But he's played enough bronzes that he might. But as long as we can kill the Quirixis, we're fine. Which we can't really, but you know, we could draw something that does. These are really I think these are our best hand, right? I think actually we can get better than Queen of the Night. Specifically with Toad Prince. Maybe Nekarot. I think we keep her though. Oh, we got Carlos. Probably better than Gale too, but we want to play Gale. That's why we're playing this deck. I'm going to try him out. How many poisons has he used? 1, 2. It's unlikely he has like double Forest Whisperer. So I think we're safe from poisons. We could go with an early Flutter. He probably has a Heat Wave. Let's see what he starts with. I do think we start with a Flutter. Like Flutter Leader, then Alp. What do we got, buddy? Percival. Alright, now we really regret not having Toad Prince. We could have drawn for him, but these two are such low value, and this one. Such low value. We can play her, see if we get something that can kill his guys. I mean, we have Last Say Morwood Gluttony. Take it. Oh, those are great. That's interesting. Why are we playing Rune Mage? I have no idea. I'm sure he'll show us why. You know he's going to Heat Wave the Flutter, so we don't really count his points. Well, I guess we could, because then otherwise he'll use on those. Again, that's not the right placement for that card, so that was weird. I think we'll play him here. Because I want to play this on a turn to get the 3 points here, And this will get a death blow now without us having to wait for bleeding. Or if he removes the bleeding from the from something, or if he harmonies. If he harmonies, we can't do the 2 in the front row, which means we could kill the 1 in the ranged row. But if you play something like the second one of these, it'll boost it. So I'd want to have a second backup for the Gale. We should win this. Like, he has Crixus leader Dana. That's a lot of points. But our finisher's gigantic. Like, my guess is he's got Heatwave, Crixus, Dana. That's his probably best setup. But I don't think it's enough.
Take the final step.
I guess we do go for the kill on the Matron to Gale this turn. Or we could ping that. So it can't create a special. If we deny the special, what's the chance he can use it still? Is it his only? It's his only elf, so Dana will boost it into being able to use the special again. So if we just ping it, he'll get it back to 6. He still has a chance to win this. No, he does. I don't think so. It's going to be 1938. Let's do. It's like 40 points on this. I don't think he has enough. It's going to be. I think he'll get like 85-ish. Like 80. I think he'll end up like. If he has Dana and Heatwave like I think he does. Effectively, I think he'll be like 85. Counting the Heatwave as points towards him instead of removing ours. Oh, please don't have the Chiron X. He's got it. No, I think he might win then. If he drew Dana, I think he wins. It's like a small, very small chance, though. Cat Witcher. Oh, he's got a shot still. Double Cat Witcher? That's pretty good.
Style. That's right. I like too slow.
Makes an elf. Or he has one at least.
Will not save you,
Be not afraid. This'll only hurt a bit.
There's no way he top decked a Dana, right? She just top decked a random bronze. If he did top deck a Dana, he wins. So I think he's got enough tags out now that'll make him win. Because he spawned the Convergence, but it's a 1 in 6. Probably didn't get it. And whatever random bronzes he drew, he probably has the unit tags for. It's funny I said earlier that I didn't think he'd have the Unicorn Chiron Axe. That's an older thing that he did. It's really scary. But yeah, so he had about 85 effective points if we count these as, that he did the damage he did to us as points for him. But I mean, Gluttony Morvid. Let's see how fast he concedes. Play it. Click it. And he just disconnects on us. Excellent. Emote spam. Disconnect. The classic. Usually this is like a Nilfgaard or Skellige thing. Usually this is what Raid Warriors do to me. When you play, like, don't play units round 3. They do this. But no. Well, our fellow Harmony players feels like disconnecting on us. Naturally. Oh, yes, their internet left. We're not supposed to GG disconnectors, but out of habit, I still GG them. So that's that, guys. Some Renfri vampires. It's pretty much the same as always. The only difference here is we're trying the Gale and we're not running a Geralt, which I think people like to run the Geralts. Overall, I think that Gale's buff is interesting. He's definitely better. He's definitely better. I'm just trying to think how to word this. He's better, but I don't think this is the right deck for him. How's that? Let's go with that. I think he'd be better in a deck that's maybe like non-devotion vampires or like Golden Necker. Something where you're more consistently putting out bleedings. There's a decent number of cards in here that don't put out bleeding, like Squirrel, Peller, Rider, Renfri's Gang, Renfri, Triss. I think maybe better in those. I think in here specifically, I'd much rather spend the provisions from the Gale either on Gregory of Vol for lock, because we lack control, or to spend them to upgrade Toadprint to Geralt for a Tall Punish, because those are the things that I think the deck really needs. Doesn't need. Those are the things the deck's weak to. We can't Tall Punish, and we lack a lot of control. So I think I'd rather have those than the Gale. So that's worth noting. I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah, this is Renfri Vampires. Pretty standard. There's not too much to it, right? In Renfri Vampires, you got the choice. The choices are like, do you play Verena, Oriana, or do you play like Detlaf, Geralt, or do you play Toad Prince versus those, or do you play Incubi and Operator, something like that. I think those are the main choices, so I won't talk too much about options here, because I think you guys get the idea. Overall, though, it's alright. It's alright. I prefer the non-Renfri versions, just because I don't really like Renfri, but we're going to try and get all these Renfri requests out of the way so I don't have to do them anymore. I don't hate her, but how much I hate Renfri depends on how many Renfri decks we run into on the ladder. If 25% of the ladder is Renfri, which it was previously, that's when we really don't like her. So, at the moment, we've seen a decent amount, but she's not everywhere, although I've heard otherwise from some other people. So you guys let me know. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you with the next deck in the next video.